What is going on, everyone, and welcome into another episode of Expected Bets for your go-to podcast for all things hockey betting. We are, as always, presented by the Hockey Podcast Network. There, ooh, that was a close one there. Wow, what a start here! Yeah,
nailed it.
I'm joined by Franco the Banker, and Gretzky Betskis will hopefully be joining us at some point as well. Franco, how are we doing today? Another Monday, kind of got our March Madness fix. Did you bet at all, or you kind of stayed off the March Madness?
I've taken 2 props so far. I'm 1-1. So that's about the extent of my excitement of March Madness. I don't know, man. It's hockey playoff season, man. I'm way more excited about hockey like wrapping up right now. Baseball starting, like that's what I'm fired up about. Mm-hmm. Give me that all day.
Yeah, this is the best bets he's looked. So yep, there we go. Yeah, listen. We apologize for the delay here. We thought Betsky was going to hop in sooner, so can you yell at him today for making you guys wait?
Yeah, usually it's me, so it's his turn to be.
Yeah, yell at Betsky today. You guys can attack him. That's all you. Anything else you really want to talk about before we hop into the games today? McDavid, Draisaitl sidelined for this week. Certainly makes things interesting in the Pacific and kind of going forward to see what the deal is with those two. I think that's kind of the major story, though.
Yeah, I mean, besides the fact that we're missing Elias Pettersson and Hoglander tonight, or Hoglander tonight, should I say?
Yeah.
That's pretty big news. But yeah, I mean, there might be. I mean, we'll see. But I mean, I think there's going to be some value in the right spot taking the Oilers, like backing the Oilers. Like obviously, everybody's going to rush to fade them because they're missing those 2 pieces, and obviously their depth isn't as good as it's been in past years. But Ryan Nugent-Hopkins looked great the other day, so maybe you look at his props. I think there's going to be value with those 2 out, so you just got to find the right ways to attack it. Obviously,
yeah. I would agree. All right, let's hop into tonight's slate here. Let's start with Columbus at New York. New York minus 125, Columbus plus 105. Total set at 6.5, plus 114 to the over. Minus 135 to the under. We talked about this game before. Feels like a trap. Columbus has lost 6 straight games. Islanders have been on a little bit of a hot streak and have found themselves into playoff contention, winning 3 of their last 4. And we stated, what did we state last show? We said we're not going to get an exciting team in that wild card 2 spot in the Eastern Conference. It's going to end up being the Islanders. Here they go.
Here they go. They're going on a run. Offense is picking up for them, obviously. So, yeah, I mean, I'll say, I mean, they're looking all right. For as much as we always are clown on the Islanders for being a boring team and all that fun stuff. I mean, they're still missing Barzal, but the offense is kind of popping. Horvat's been really good recently.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I've been so back and forth today on this game. Like my initial lean was to take the Islanders. I saw a line open at like minus 140. I wasn't really interested in that price. And now it goes all the way down to minus 125. So clearly money coming in on the Jackets. Obviously Monahan's back, which is huge. I don't know. I feel like neither of these teams are teams you want to trust, right? Like, are you ever that excited, like, to bet the Islanders ever? Like, obviously, right now you might say like,
It's the
okay, they've
same.
been
It's
good
the same thing
recently.
as watching them. Like you bet on them, and you're like, oh, now I have to watch the Islanders game tonight, and that's just not exciting either.
Yeah.
Like betting on them
Yeah.
is one thing, and then you're like, all right, great, I have to sit through 60 minutes of hockey with the Islanders tonight. It's not necessarily an enjoyable way to go through life.
No, I agree. And I mean, I want to root for the Jackets. Like, obviously, I have rooting interest for the
Yep,
Jackets because I have them to make the playoffs. So I want this to turn sooner rather than later. And maybe Monahan's that piece. And I believe, who was it? Fabro they're getting, or no, Good Branson is coming back too.
correct.
So they're
Yes.
getting help on the blue line too. So maybe this is the game where they come back. There's still a lot of time left. I mean, everybody's kind of like pouring the dirt on their grave already at this point, because of the cold streak. But what do we have, like 12 games left or something like that for most of these teams? So I mean, all it takes is a nice little win streak and you're right back in it, especially with how so many teams have gone cold. Detroit especially is falling off a cliff. We'll get to them later, but yeah.
So, all right. So, two things we have to address. People are clamoring for your Blue Jays play today. What was that?
Yeah, so first play I'm locking in on for Thursday's opening day for baseball is going to be the Jays money line. It's plus to 100 when I locked it in earlier today. If you're interested in reading a really long write-up that multiple people have commented saying like that's too long, I'm not reading that shit. Feel free to check my my Twitter for that. But it kind of goes into like my thought process on really like any sports league when it opens up. I like to kind of analyze teams and try to find like where the market hasn't like reacted yet to a team that has improved, and same for like where the market hasn't reacted on a team that's kind of in a worse situation. Maybe they lost players or they have injuries, and that game kind of has both angles for me. Like the Jays have added some pieces and the Orioles have an injury and lost a piece. So it's kind of like a twofer, and I feel really good about it. So as good as you can feel for an opening day bet, I feel really good about that. So lock it in, and hopefully we can cash on Thursday.
I like it. I fully transparent here. I had sort of had this degenerate moment last night. In this, it was like I want to say 1 o'clock, 1:30. The lines for these player props were just coming out. FanDuel had posted Bo Horvat at 3+ shots on goal at minus 160. And I'm sitting there refreshing DraftKings, BetMGM, Bet365, begging for one of these books to post a line and hang a number under 150 on this prop. And I probably waited for a good 20 to 30 minutes, hoping and praying that they would do that. And they just didn't. And then I went to bed and I was like, there's value out there, but I just couldn't find it last night. I was disappointed in myself for even getting my hopes up that one of these
I
books
just don't
would be
think
dumb enough to hang that line, and they didn't.
I
So
don't
credit to
I don't
them.
think I actually did the same exact thing on Saturday with him
Yep.
with Horvat. So he was playing his like 800th game or something like that. I'm like, all right, like give me a 3 somewhere anywhere, and it was
Yep.
not happening. So
No.
yeah, I do think there's some value there. Obviously, you have to parlay him. I don't mind that look that Dave brought up in the chat. Horvat and Werenski shots.
We'll get to Werenski shots in a second. I have some notes on him, but
I definitely want to target Horvat though. If you're looking at
yes,
Isles props, he's just playing really well right now.
Hitting 7 of his last 8, hitting each of his last 6 against Columbus, hitting 3 of his 4 last home games. I mean, he fits every box you want to tick tonight, and they're playing against Columbus, who's allowed the most shots on goal to forwards in the last 10. Everything lined up for him tonight, and they just wouldn't do it. So that sucks, but he is definitely going to be one of our parlay pieces tonight, I have a feeling.
Yeah, I agree for sure.
Yep. Any thoughts? I mean, I saw this too. People being like, I'll take him to 4. Looking at his last few games, 2, 5, 3, 3, 3, 5, 4. I mean, he has gotten to that 4 mark, but I don't know. I was really just hoping for that 3 tonight. So
yeah, he kind of stops at 3.
Yeah,
it seems like.
Yeah. Yep. I guess we'll start here. What are your and another one too. Boone Jenner, 2+ shots on goal. Another one of my favorite parlay pieces for tonight. He's just been absolutely ripping lately. He's hitting 5 straight against the Islanders. He's hitting 6 of his last 7, and he tends to be much better on the road. 83% this season in his kind of limited slate. Love him tonight at that 2 mark as well. And the Islanders have allowed the 14th most in the last year to date. Got to pull up the last 10 in a second here. But yeah, I Boone Jenner, Bo Horvat, both in the parlay tonight for sure. Islanders 4th most shots on goal to forwards. So those are my 2 favorite parlay pieces for the night. In terms of official plays that you're giving out, what do you got?
So just before the show, as I was cooking up some dinner for the fam,
What are you making?
I was some fettuccine Alfredo with some chicken.
Ooh.
So yeah, I don't mess around. But anyway, so I feel like the Jackets are in the spot, right, where nothing's kind of bouncing their way, nothing's going right. But what we are seeing is a ton of shot volume from them in general. It kind of started in that Jersey game where Jake Allen made 1,000 saves out of nowhere. It's freaking ridiculous. They start out slow. I backed Bobrovsky's saves in the next game. I think it was like 22.5, 23.5 or something like that. I felt like that number was too low. They started that game out really slow. I don't think they had a shot for like the first 12 minutes. I'm watching it and like clawing my eyes out as they can't get anything going. But they got there. I think they finished with like 25 or 26 shots in that game. Obviously against, Florida's a pretty good team. They're at home, I believe. So
pretty good.
So anyway, I believe they followed up the last couple of games with high shot volumes as well. So I wanted to look at that again here today. And so Sorokin saves is at 25.5, which feels pretty decent. But on FanDuel, you can alt it down to 25 plus as opposed to over 25.5. And then if you go and kind of look at the charts a little bit here, and filter by just home games, and then just by games where he actually like finished the game, so not games where he got pulled or played like only a few minutes in relief or whatever. He's hit this line in 9 of his last 10 overall, 14 of his last 20. And that, like I said, this is home, 45 plus minutes. Basically, as long as he plays the whole game, we're good here. So, I mean, and this is against teams like, Nashville, I guess like Montreal, I don't think it was like a high shot volume team. Philly's in there. Columbus got there back on January 20th at 25 on the dot. So with that being said, I just want to get that number down to 25 as opposed to 25.5. I'm willing to eat the juice. It's minus 132 as compared to minus 102. So yeah, I'm willing to lay that extra 30 cents just to get down to 25 and have a little bit of protection there.
Yeah, no, I like that play a lot. Going back to the Werenski shots, been great lately, hitting 3 straight. Attempts are there, shots are there. Not a great history against the Islanders. The only concern I had for him was his home and away split. So at home this season, he's hitting 55.9% of his games. On the road, that number drops to 32.4. He's hitting just 1 of his last 4 on the road, 2 of 5 if you're looking at a larger sample size. I just don't trust him on the road. I get the Islanders are a favorable matchup, allowing the 8th most to defensemen in the last 10. But I'm not on him. I'm not saying don't take him tonight, but that's just my thought process behind it. So that's what I had. Jenner, Horvat, both great parlay pieces. A guy who's been great for me too lately, Kent Johnson. I'm trying to find his chart right now.
We look at shots.
Yeah, for 2+ tonight. He's hitting 6. He's a road dog. Not great recent form, kind of alternating back and forth. Head-to-head's decent, hitting in 4 of 6. But looking at his home and away splits this season, 63% on the road, 42.9% at home. His time on ice has definitely increased in those last 3 games as well, too, providing him some more consistency. Scored in his last one, and it was still able to hit that 3. So him and Voronkov, my 2 other kind of looks in this game for the Columbus side.
Do you worry about Monahan coming back affecting that at all?
Yes. Yeah. That's that.
Okay.
See, that's where we go. There's the issue tonight of I had Johnson and Voronkov both circled tonight, but the addition of Monahan in this lineup does give me some concern. So that's kind of why I don't love them. But those are two other looks that I had on my short list today.
I will say, you could go devil's advocate here and say that the Isles shutdown line is going to go against Monahan, Marchenko, and Voronkov, so Johnson should get the better looks here.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like his. I think what I'm going to do is take his point and his goal prop today. So, I mean, look at his away chart for points. He's hitting 9 out of 10. It's ridiculous.
It's a different animal on the road.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that, like, he hasn't been top line like all this time when Monahan's been there or been gone, should I say? So I think that kind of adds to it. Like, I think he's kind of been back and forth between the top line, but I think most of the time he's been on the second line. So I think that's why I think he's getting the better matchups and taking advantage of it. So, I mean, you're going to give me that at around even money. I'm going to take that all day.
All right, you've convinced me. I'll add it. Kent Johnson, 2+ shots on goal, -125 on DraftKings. So I'll add that to my card tonight.
Awesome.
Any other looks in this one?
I think the draw is worth a look. I'm not going to go heavy, but I think it's worth a look. I think all these games tonight have draw appeal, to be honest with you, just because, I mean, if you had told me a couple months ago that this was a slate, I probably wouldn't have been super excited about it. Like, you just look at these teams that are on the slate, and given like the, a lot of them aren't, necessarily the biggest names and stuff like that, but all these teams are fighting for playoff position.
Yeah,
I mean,
in terms of
except for Dallas, maybe, like Dallas is pretty set, I guess, at this point. But in reality, they need to kind of turn their self around too. They haven't been playing great in the last few games. So, so all these games have draw potential, I would say, just given what's at stake here. If these games are tied with 10 minutes left, who's going to make that extra, pinch or, go crazy? So I like it. Yeah,
I mean, Dallas is only 3 points ahead of Colorado right now for the second spot in the West. They do have 2 games in hand, but still.
Yeah, I mean, they just haven't looked great, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I saw that too. Dallas has gone to overtime a ton recently. I think.
Yeah, and
I mean, that just shows. It just shows, what I mean? Like that's a reason why I think, like, when it comes down to it, when the game's tight late, like, they're just shutting them down instead of trying to, push forward. So Isles have gone to overtime 3 out of their last 5. Blue Jackets have 1 in their last 5. So, yeah, I could see it.
The previous match, I mean, jumping ahead here, Minnesota-Dallas, their previous matchup this season went to overtime too.
Yeah, and even the one before that was a 2-1 game. So
yep,
that could have just as well gone to OT as well.
Yeah. All right, before we get too ahead of ourselves here, Vancouver at New Jersey. New Jersey -142, Vancouver +120. Total set at 5.5 here, -136 or +136, excuse me, to the over, -162 to the under. BetMGM also has this total set at 5.
It's just crazy. I mean, last year it felt like we were at 6.5 no matter what. And I remember there were some 7s.
Oh, there were 7s. Florida, Edmonton was always just a 7 game. Yeah.
Now we're seeing 6 or 5s. It's just
5s.
I mean, if that's not like a damnation on what this season has really been for like player props, especially point prop bettors like me, which has just been like brutal over the last month, that this is it right here. They're telling you that there's not going to be goals in this game. Even if you're getting 6.5, when it really comes down to it, they're usually at plus money. So they're not super confident there's going to be goals in those games either. So, yeah, I feel like you almost have to take the over 5 if you can get it, depending on your books,
Is this a
obviously.
Bet?
Yeah, it's
defending
like
the NHL.
Yeah,
defend the crest type of bet. Just there will be goals scored in this one. I mean, Demko returns, Pettersson, Hoglander out as we slated before, but yeah, 5. That's crazy. You know it's going to be 2-1. You know it's a 2-1 game too, and not even come close to hitting the total.
Markstrom hasn't been good though since he's come back. Allen,
These
like I
teams
told
have
you,
both
Allen
been
had that
trending
great
towards
game.
the over in every game they played
Yeah.
recently.
Yep.
I'm trying to look at
don't
that.
know.
Yeah. Vancouver's gone over in 6 of their last 7. New Jersey's been kind of back and forth here, but they've had a few 6 and 6.5s mixed in there too. But still, it's insane. What do you got in this one? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like you gotta take that 5. If you want to wait in game to grab a 4.5, like you can probably do that, which is just absolutely insane. Probably like 5 to 10 minutes in, you can grab a 4.5, which is just ridiculous. I kind of leaned Devils here, just given the news with Höglander and Pettersson, but I think I'm just going to stay off the sides here. I think there's some value in Eric Halla moving up to the top line. I think there's I don't see a point prop available for him, unfortunately, but I'm going to look at his shots. Wait, hold on. Do we have a point prop for him? No, I'm going to look around, see if there is one, but they are offering his shots at least. So I'm going to look for that. I think it's just a good situation just being on that top line with Meyer and Heischer, so I'll look at that. I mean, I'll sprinkle his goal just for the hell of it. I guess see what the price is there, but I would imagine that's got to be pretty decent, plus 500 I'm seeing. So he's a guy I want to target just given that like move up to the top line. He's been kind of productive over his last few as well.
Yeah, Halla. Yeah, I love him for 2+ shots on goal tonight. He's on the card. I'm trying to see if DraftKings posted it. I know it wasn't posted earlier. Still not posted. FanDuel does have him though, I believe.
Yeah, plus 106, which is pretty damn good.
It was plus 114 earlier today. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna take that too at plus 106.
Yeah, and you can see the spike in minutes. I mean, he doesn't have like crazy shot volume. It's been like a 2-shot attempts, 2 on net type of thing. So that's a little bit scary. I do agree with Dave though. Hughes brothers. I think we can look for both of them for a point for a parlay. Quinn has a fantastic history against the Devils, if I'm remembering correctly. At least point wise, not that great, but a couple multi-point games though.
Yeah, Quinn Hughes is interested tonight for his 3+ shots on goal. I wanted to get to this. He had 9 on 15 attempts in his last game. Before that, against St. Louis, he had 1 on 12 attempts. So he's certainly starting to get back to that form that we saw him kind of the beginning of the season where he was averaging double-digit shots per game, or shot attempts, per game. And then cashing, I think, in 7 or 8 straight in a row. History against Devils is fine in terms of his home and away splits. Away 46.7% this year, at home 50%. So not necessarily a noticeable difference that's kind of dissuade you either way when betting on it. New Jersey's allowed the 10th most shots on goal to defensemen this year, or defensemen in their last 10. Certainly a tempting bet tonight. Are you on it?
Probably gonna stay off. Just I don't want to get too high volume here, but I could see it.
Yeah, he was even money earlier today on DK. Now it's down to minus 105. Yeah, I'm not on it either. But I just wanted to bring it up. Suter's another interesting look tonight at that 2+ shots on goal mark. He's hit in 6 of his last 8, each of his last 2 against the Devils. And then in terms of some home and away splits, 37% on the road, 47 at home. So yeah, I mean, Hall is probably going to be the only one that I really take this game.
Yeah, I was looking
Luke
to
and
see.
Quinn used 1+ shots on goal in the first period.
Wow. Yeah. I can do that. All right,
That's
Adam.
certainly it. Yeah.
All right, I like that.
So we're both on. Are we both officially on the over at 5?
I think so. I think you
Yep,
have to. I think you just have
I
to take
agree.
it.
Hmm.
Is Demko's confirmed too, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So, I
Mhm.
mean, there's enough talent on the ice. I mean, come on. I get that they're missing pieces, but I'm willing to bite.
Yeah. All right. Next game up, Minnesota
Wait,
at
wait, wait.
Dallas.
I
Oh,
got one more. I got one
all
more. I
right.
almost
Let's hear
forgot.
it.
Daniel Sprong, shots on goal.
Mm,
I kind of have to do it. I know it's ridiculous, but he has been kind of firing overall. Like he's had some games where he's just flat out missed, but shot volume's there to get to the 2. I think it's a great parlay piece tonight. Obviously, he is a former Canuck. They deemed him not good enough or not, whatever enough for them, so they traded him away to Seattle earlier this year, and now he ends up on Jersey. He's playing on that third line, so I don't mind taking a shot on Sprong shots tonight at 2. Obviously, you got to piece it with something.
yeah.
I agree with Adam too. I think Bratt assist looks pretty decent as well. I think you can make arguments for a lot of different point or assist props in this game, just given the talent on the ice. And like I said, you're gonna have value because we're at a 5. So that second line, I mean, Cody Glass has been pretty damn good too. So
Buffalo Sabres legend.
I know I can't believe I'm saying Cody Glass has been good. It kind of makes me want to throw up a little bit, but he has been pretty good since he's come over. I mean,
It's very true.
I don't know how that's possible, but here we are.
This game has my 2 favorite props of the night. Minnesota at Dallas. Dallas minus 218. Minnesota plus 180. Total set at 5.5. Plus 102 to the over. I did put in a lotto ticket last night. Going back to the first game, Columbus, New York. Bo Horvat at 3. Boone Jenner at 2. And then this gets to my 2 props in this game. Mason Marshman at 2+ shots on goal, and Matt Duchene at that 2+ shots on goal as well. So Marshman hitting 7 of his last 10 during that stretch. He's averaging 1.8 shots on goal and 3.8 attempts. Against Minnesota, he's hit in both games this season. At home this year, he's hit at 80.8% compared to just 48% on the road. Over his last 10 games, he's hit this prop in seven times at home. And he's also never missed this season coming off a back-to-back, or when missing prior at home. He's always hit in his next game, and he missed last game. And he's also rebounded every time he's been shut out this season with no shots. And he was shut out last game. So both of those trends hold true. You're getting a great price on him tonight at minus 145 on DraftKings. The other books, I think, have him around minus 155, minus 156. But yeah, I love Mason Marshman tonight, along with Matt Duchene. So those are legs 3 and 4 in this lotto ticket that I've concocted. So right now I have Horvat at 3, Jenner at 2, Marshman at 2, Duchene at 2. So those are the first 4 of 6 legs that I have in this. But yeah, all over Marshman and Duchene at 2+.
Nice. I like those looks, and I like seeing you get some parlay action going, man. It's good to see,
It saved me yesterday.
I know. That's what
The
happens.
Florida,
You never
yeah.
expect it. You never expect it. You're like, I'll throw this together. This looks decent.
Yeah. A lot of, yeah, there you go. I mean, what a sweat though. Verhage cashes an OT, and then he has to go to a shootout, Florida money line.
Hey,
I'm
man.
like, well,
Anyway, anyhow, right? We'll take it.
listen, cash is a cash.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got in this game then? We talked about this before. I think we're on the same side here, and it's one that may surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas has not looked good. I mean, they got called out by their coach before that Philly game, and you're really expecting. I was expecting them to come out and just crush Philly. I actually got really busy that day, but I wanted to take like a Dallas team total, Dallas first period team total, like just every kind of way, shape, and form of taking Dallas just to absolutely kill Philly. in that game. And it started out like that was going to be the case, right? They scored 2 pretty quickly in the first period. And then they just did nothing for the rest of the game. I don't understand how you start out like that and then just forget how to play. I mean, Philly just gave up 7 goals to the freaking Blackhawks yesterday.
What a weird slate yesterday, too. Sabres beating Winnipeg on a back-to-back, too.
Oh, that was so good.
What
just
are
keep
we
winning,
doing?
baby. Let's go, Sabres. Huge Sabres fan over here, Frank of the Banker.
James Reimer, our
James
GOAT.
Reimer. Yeah, like let's keep racking in those wins, baby. Let's move up ahead of the Flyers, and we'll take that 4 seed. That's nice. But anyway, with that being said,
we can't draft to save our lives. So it doesn't matter where we really end up.
I guess. I mean, Philly's not been that great drafting either. So I mean, there's that. But anyway, with that being said, yeah, I just don't think Dallas is playing that great right now. You know, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Rantanen's a cancer," and look at how good Carolina's been since he's been moved off of their team, and now Dallas gets them, and they can't seem to kind of string wins together, look the same as we thought they would be. Obviously, they're missing Heiskanen and Sagan, and maybe that's what it is. Their blue line just doesn't look that good right now, the way it's put together. But with that all being said, I think there's a little bit of value on Minnesota. They seem to be getting wins, anyway, anyhow. And like I said, we're not feeling that good about how Dallas has looked. Like I think Dallas will be fine when all said and done. We get to the playoffs. I think they'll be okay. But right now they just don't look great. Minnesota too, 22-13 on the road. That includes like OT losses as well. That's a pretty damn good record for a road team. So I get Dallas as well as 26-9 at home. So they're pretty good at home. I do agree with Dave in the chat. Like I said, I think I think you should grab every game for a sprinkle for a draw. Let's just put it that way. Just go down the board, hit all of them, take them straight, maybe parlay them just for fun. That'd be fun. But I think if we go 2-2 here on draws, you're feeling real nice tonight. You're talking about plus 300 and up on these. So I think it's worth it. Like we said earlier, the history's there. They had one draw earlier this season and a 2-1 game in November as well. So that could have just as likely gone to OT as well. Funnily and oddly enough, the road team has won both games so far this season. So there's 2 more games between these two. So Minnesota is next up to get the next road win. So I think at plus 180. And I think Gator, you're looking at the plus, the puck line plus 1.5 at minus 148. I think there's a little value there too if you want a little bit of protection.
Yeah. No, I certainly agree. I love Minnesota puck line tonight at it was minus 135 last night when I was looking at it. Now it's down to minus 145 at this rate. I just hop on the money line. Maybe sprinkle in the draw there as well to kind of hedge a little bit, even though it's not a hedge, but you know what I mean? In case it does.
Yeah, I mean, it gives you two bets and like you can theoretically cash both still. So
or you could code that other angle, what a draw, no bet.
Yeah, you could do that. So, you could do a draw and a draw no bet if you wanted to protect yourself. If you want to do soccer style here, I don't mind that.
Yeah, that's all I had. Minnesota on the money line, puck line. I like the draw as well, like you mentioned. And then Marshman, Duchesne at that 2+ line. So that's all I had in this one. Anything else from you?
I don't mind Harley Point, like Adam brought up.
This is what we need to discuss here. Yeah.
I mean, Minnesota's penalty kill has been dreadful. Not as I like make a point against the team I just said to bet. Their penalty kill has been pretty bad overall. It's been a little bit better over recent form, but I still think they're bottom 3-4 in the league. So if Dallas gets a couple power plays, I mean, Harley and Duchesne are likely going to be involved in that.
So Minnesota's allowed the most shots on goal to defensemen in their last 10. I know Walla tweeted this out earlier today that he was all over Harley with the graphic as well. Harley's coming off a 6 shots on goal performance on 11 attempts. In every game this season, we're getting into patterns now, Franco. We got to strap in. every time he's averaged double-digit shot attempts this season, he's missed in the following game, except for once, I think, maybe
That
once.
Vancouver game, it looks like.
Yeah, once or twice.
Just recently.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Great matchup. Hasn't necessarily had a ton of success against Minnesota in the past, but you look at recently 3-4. Like I don't hate the look tonight. I'm just not on it. So
yeah, I mean, look at that chart. Especially if
yeah,
you filter by his home, he's hitting 2 of his last 10. I mean, that's a hard bet to take. I was more looking at his point prop. That's where I would go to, just given the power play numbers. His point prop at minus 113 feels real good. And if you actually look at his home, he's had 2 or more points in 6 of his last 8. So maybe take him up to 2 just for a little fun as well. There you go. That's my hedge on my Minnesota money line. I'm going to take Harley point, Harley 2 points. So if Dallas just kills them and they get their offense going, then I'll cash there.
There you go. Yeah, not saying don't take him. Just saying I'm just not on Harley 3+ shots on goal today. But yeah. All right, last game of the night. Detroit at Utah. Utah minus 166. Detroit plus 140. Total set at 6.5 plus 105 to the over here. I saw Russ was on. What are these save props? I believe.
Vejmelka.
Yeah, there it is. What do you have in this one?
I don't mind that. It looks like the line moved. I believe people are getting him at 22.5 earlier today. So that went up to 23.5. So whoever got in on that, awesome. Man, this is the same as that Columbus Isles game. Like, do you trust either of these teams? I get Utah's been better, but I guess Detroit's been so bad. You can't even. I can't even make an argument for Detroit. Like I can, but like just given their recent form, it's tough. Like when I look at these two numbers, I want to back Detroit plus 140, but I can't make that argument. They just haven't been good recently. They will. I feel like they will go on a little tear here to end the season, just like they did last year, and be like right on that threshold of just barely seeing again, like they were. Like you can't do what they're doing right now. What's their last 10? Like 2-8, I believe. Yeah, 2-8 last 10. I mean, like you can't do that and make the playoffs at this time of year, right? I bet I'm telling you, they've got what 13 games left. I bet you they're going to win a decent chunk of those, and they're just going to fall right there, just right below that line, and watch the Islanders get in as we all cringe. But with that being said, I think you got to look at Utah. You got to look at Utah props. Maybe take Utah and reg. Obviously, this was a team that was a lot better on the road to start the season, but the last few games they've kind of turned it on, and they've been playing better at home too, which I'm sure Utah fans are finally happy to see. They've won 3 in a row at home. It looks like. Obviously, won games against Tampa, which is a big one, but they beat the Sabres. Good for you and the Ducks. So, big wins there.
Big wins there.
But still, I mean, Detroit's 2-8 their last 10. So I mean, it's not like we can make arguments for them being this great team either. So I think I lean Utah in general. There's probably an argument to be made for Gunther 4+ shots. I think pretty much every game at this point. And I want to look at Logan Cooley props. You can still get his point at minus 140. I didn't check again, but I believe he's on the top line. If that is true, then I will gladly take him at minus 140 if that is the case. And it is, yeah. Keller, Cooley, Schmaltz right now on the top line. So I think that's some good value getting to him. Top power play as well, minus 140. I'll go with that.
Yeah, I know Dave brought it up too in the last 2 legs of that parlay. So let me pull it up here, actually. I bet DraftKings. Horvat at 3, Jenner at 2, Marshman at 2, Duchesne at 2, Sider at 2, and Tarasenko at 2. That's plus 2267. I used the boost on that today. So love that. Love that look. Sider has been unbelievable lately. He missed 2 games ago, which is good. I kind of like when a guy's not necessarily on like a 6 or 7 game streak at this point. So kind of resets a little bit. Hit against Vegas in his last one, hit against Utah this season, and has hit in 7 of his last road games. Are getting that at minus 144 on FanDuel right now. So all in on a Cider for a straight, and then I put him in the parlay on DraftKings at minus 150. So that's what I like. And then Tarasenko as well, 7 of his last 8 road games. I know earlier in the season he was terrible on the road, but suddenly he's flipped the switch and is now just turned into a road dog. So love him for 2 shots as well tonight. Tons of other looks, like you mentioned. Yeah.
I like that Tarasenko look.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. I mean, I know he's
been one of my sneaky favorite players to bet on. He has.
It's crazy. He's bettable at minus 125.
Yep.
That's wild.
Yeah. Gunther 3 looks unbelievable. He just doesn't stop shooting. DeBrincat at 3. I've seen a lot of people on this, but again, this is a guy who's hitting 4 straight games, has not hit, I believe, in 5 straight games this season. His max was 4 earlier this year. Again, not saying stay off it, but again, when, like I just mentioned, when it came to Sider, like if Sider was still on that 8 or 9 game streak of hitting in a row, it does make me worry a little bit. To play devil's advocate on myself, DeBrincat's time on ice has gone up significantly in those last 4 games, which I think plays a huge part in why he's continuing to cash. His attempts look great. Head-to-head looks great too. Home and away splits, I think that was another reason. So on the road this season, he's hit at a 57.6% clip. Hit in 6 straight on the road. At home, that number drops to 50. So not saying don't take DeBrincat at all because it lines up. But personally, I'm just not on him tonight. Same goes for Hughes, which is another great look. And again, I could look like a complete idiot tonight. DeBrincat could sail over. Hughes could sail over. But those are just plays that I'm not on tonight.
You got to make a stand somewhere, man. You can't have every single bet. Otherwise, you know, that's just how it goes. So unfortunately, that's the trouble with all this, right? If we place every single bet we like, you know, maybe we'll hit a good amount of them, but you got to kind of reduce somewhere. So yeah. Have you looked at Patrick Kane shots?
Though? I have. I just pulled up his chart.
So I'm pretty intrigued by it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty intrigued, man. I mean, I get it. It's Patrick Kane and you know, you look at the home road splits, they're not as good, but you know, history looks fantastic against Utah/Arizona. He's hit 4+ in all of his hits. So that's 7 out of 8 overall against them, which is pretty insane. Yep. And then if you just look at his last 10 in general, it's been 4+ every time. Like he's not even hitting 3, which is what the line is at plus 118. He's just like, forget 3. Like, I'm just going to go over. He's the opposite of what Horvat is. Like, he doesn't stop at 3. He's just like going over. So I think there could be an argument to be made to just take him at 4 and just have a little fun there. I'll have to look and see what the price is. What do we got there on that one?
Yeah, he's bettable at 3, though.
I know, but I'm greedy.
Like would Kane be your ladder play then at 3, 4, and 5? Because he's hit 5 recently too.
Yeah, he's hit 5 and 3 of 10, and then verse them 5 of 10. He's hit 5 against them. So all right, fine. I'll go 3, 4, 5. Forget it.
Because you're getting ladder 3 at plus 105 tonight, 4 at plus 260, and then 5 at plus 650. Yeah. That's some insane value.
My only hesitation on Gunther ladder is he's been like almost like what we said about Horvat, where he just kind of has been stopping, at least recently. If you pull up his last 10, his 5 in a row, he's stopped at 3. And his volume is a little bit down over his last 4 games, really. So just something to consider with Gunther. I do like him at 3 for sure, but I don't know if I want to ladder him.
I mean, the other guy I talked about too, Sider. You could even ladder Sider to 4 too. He's gotten there several times, 3 too, his last few games. He doesn't look bad. Larkin, I saw a bunch of people on him as well. I scratch Sider. I think Larkin would be your ladder in this because he's shown the ability where he can just go off in a few games. He's had 3 on 4 in his last game against Vegas and 3 on 3 against Washington, both stingy teams against shots on goal. He had 7 against Utah this season.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at his history, going back from most recent to back to his last 3, 7, 4, and 9 against them. So yeah, I mean he can. I feel like I'm saying this broken record with Detroit, but like they have to win. They have to start winning games, and like this is your captain, so like start shooting, damn it.
Yeah,
obviously Kane's got the memo. I don't know if anybody else has.
This is a game where it's almost like you're hesitant to put on your card because if everything lines up according to plan in the early slates, you can unload on this game.
Yeah, I mean, this is the only over 6.5. I do think we do see goals here. I could probably make an argument both ways too. I mean, you can do some point stacks if you want. Do like a Kane Cat lay, a Larkin Raymond lay. Do Schmaltz Keller, throw in Cooley just for fun. I could definitely see goals here. This feels like the best over, I guess. I don't love it 6.5, but
What's
put
the
like
daily special on DraftKings? Do we have one? No, we don't. Yeah, I mean, we just talked about DeBrincat, Tarasenko, Sider, Kane, Larkin, Gunther parlay piece, Cooley at 2+ looks good too. I mean, there is so many props in this game. It's insane.
Yeah.
They had it up and took it down. Yeah. I was going to say, if you're looking for a daily special and this is the, he's going to take the under.
Uh-oh. All right, fair enough. Like I said, I don't want to take it at 6.5. I'll say that. And again, like I will take this to go to OT as well. These are two teams that are out of conference. So if it's tied,
this would be instead of parlaying, it'd be a round robin bet. You'd almost want in terms of twos, so that way.
Yeah. I hate posting round robins to my account
under on the whole slate. Then
I need to figure out how the hell to like calculate the cash out or the units earned on a round robin.
A lot of math quick.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, and it's nice too. We have until 7:40 tonight for the first game to start.
Oh, good.
So always appreciated. All right, let's concoct this parlay. I mean, we talked about 15 million props for 4 games, so let's see what we can cook up here.
I love how this is always the case. Like going to the slate, I'm like, I'm not gonna bet much tonight. I'm not gonna bet much tonight, and then we talk about it. I'm like, oh, I want to bet 1,000 things now. Okay, how do I make that not 20 plays? But
yeah. All right. Horvat, start there at 3.
Yes.
I think we're both in agreement of that. And then in this game, the only other play I had was Jenner at 2.
Yeah, or Ken
Johnson.
Johnson.
That was my other parlay piece. What do you want, Johnson? I mean, Johnson's bettable as a straight at -125.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't have to stack this game either. Is there something?
I mean, we can stack the late game.
Yeah,
we can do 2 in that late game, which is fine. So, and then Minnesota to Dallas. I have really nothing in Vancouver, New Jersey that I'm like dying to add to this parlay, unless you do.
Yeah, I guess not. When it really comes down to it, given, yeah. I don't want to add Sprong to it. I'll say that.
That's your him and PLD are just 2 demons on your shoulders.
I love Sprong, man. I don't know why.
Yeah.
He's won me so much money. Yeah, I mean, like
All right.
Brat
After
Point could
that,
be one, I guess. You know, they brought up Brat Apple, but
but again, that totals at 5.
you're kind of playing with fire there. If they are right, you're
Yeah,
just gonna be hating in
you're
life as
dead.
it's nothing
Yeah,
going into the third period.
yeah. Minnesota, Dallas.
Do you want to do
Again,
Marchment, or do you already have him in too much?
I'm fine with laddering him up. That's my favorite play of the day is Marshman at 2.
All right, let's do Marchment in the parlay then.
All
If
right.
that's your favorite play, like let's get it in
Yeah.
there.
Marshman and Duchesne both two are my favorite plays of the day.
And then I would say Kane, right?
Keen at 3.
Unless there, hold on, is there something? I think so, man. I think you
Yeah.
just do it,
Yeah.
right?
So
Like
do
I don't want to
we
risk Larkin. Larkin's burned me so many times. Like
Oh, someone had I think Andrew posted it too. Larkin's a salesman for shots. Yeah.
dude, I cannot tell you how many times I've watched games where he had 2 shots in the first 5 minutes and he finished at 2. I've seen it.
Mhm.
It's like, ugh, that guy.
So do we want to add one more to get to the bonus for the same game parlay on
Oh, we need 4.
DraftKings?
We need 4 legs, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would say, is it Gunther at 3? Is it, hold on.
Or is it Jenner at 2?
Or is it Jenner at 2? Yeah.
Yeah.
He is a salesman, I'm telling you. I've seen it firsthand. Hold on, let me look at Jenner again real quick.
I'll pull up Jenner. Here we go. I mean, this is just a great shots on goal matchup. Like New York's,
Yep.
the Islanders allow the 4th most shots on goal to forwards in the last 10. Columbus the most. So I don't mind doubling this game up, if anything.
Yeah, let's do it. Jenner looks good.
All right, Jenner at 2.
Yep.
So without the boost, that's plus 703.
Oh, you don't have the boost, right?
No, I don't have the boost.
Already. Hold on,
Yeah.
I'll figure it out real quick. So
right now the parlays: Horvat at 3, Marshman at 2, Kane at 3, and then Jenner at 2.
This is great content, guys. I know you love watching people really betting bets as they are talking about them.
Exactly.
This is my life as I'm like posting them. You know, when I post my Twitter plays every night, I'm like trying to type them up and bet them, and it's always fun.
Well, good news tonight is we're not struggling to get this in before 7, so we have some time. We'll create the graphic, we'll tweet it out, so we're good there.
This is plus 936.
Love it. Love it. Plus 936 for Marshman at 2, Horvat at 3, Kane at 3, and Jenner at 2.
Yep. I'll send it over to you so you can post it right now.
Perfect. All right. Anything else to add? Do you just want to recap your card quickly before we sign off?
God. Yeah, here we go. This is always fun. Trying to remember what the hell I actually said I liked. I'm actually going to add one. So I'm going back in time here. Like, I don't know how this works, but Justin Danforth under 1.5.
Ooh.
I don't even know why they're offering Justin Danforth as a. I just saw it. I was like, oh, what the hell? He's hitting 3 out of 10 overall. If you move to away, he's hit 2 out of 10. His shot volume over those away 10 games is 1.9 shot attempts per game. He has a 5 in there, which was his last game. Monahan's back. Obviously, that's going to push everything down for Columbus. So, give me his under. It's minus 146, but I just, if that beats me, then it beats me. I just, whatever. Anyway, as far as these games go, I'm going to take the draw in every single one straight, and I'll probably parlay all of them because I'm a gen like that. So do not put more than like a couple bucks on that. That's just a dumb parlay. But if it cashes, I'll be feeling real good tomorrow. I'm going to be looking at Halla props specifically for the Devils. I really like his goal at plus 500. I like his shots at 2 at plus money. Looked really good. I will find a way to bet Daniel Sprong over 1.5 shots because that's what I do. You don't have to do that, I promise. I like the Hughes parlay, Hughes points each way. If you want to get a little greedy with it, I'll do Hughes assist. That's probably even better. I probably will just stay off of the over because I just don't want to add too much. I've already listed too much. I'm going to do the Hughes overs. There will be goals. I got Hall a goal.
At 5. This is a defend the crest play tonight at 5.
All right, God damn it, fine. When you guys see like 20 hit plays listed tonight, just blame Gator on this for forcing me to take it.
I have more plays than I know what to do with tonight.
Anyway, Jackets, Islanders. I'm taking Sorokin saves at 25 plus on FanDuel. I like that a lot. That might be one of my favorite plays. I just jinxed it. It's going to lose now because I said that. I think you can make arguments for a lot of shots on the CBJ side. I don't really think I have too many other props in that game as of right now. I'm going to add that under on Danforth, though. I think I like that like a lot, really, because I just don't see him shooting a ton. I just don't see it. Minnesota, Dallas, I'll probably grab that Harley point and Harley 2 points. I'm going to grab wild money line and the draw. Obviously, like I told you already, I have the draws everywhere. I don't know if I have anything else there. I can't remember. It's too much now at this point. It's escaping my mind. And then we'll do the Detroit game. I'm going to go Kane all the way up to 5. So 3, 4, 5 shots on goal for him. I like that a lot. And probably, I don't know. That might be it there. I'll probably add that Tarasenko over 1.5. I like that a lot. I think you convinced me there.
All right, so I got Kent Johnson 2+, Holla at 2+, and the over 5 in that Vancouver, New Jersey game. Marshman at 2, Duchesne 2 in Minnesota, Dallas. Tarasenko at 2, Sider at 2, and then Kane at 3. Those are my plays for tonight, in addition to the expected bets for parlay, which is once again Horvat at 3, Marshman at 2, Kane at 3, and Boone Jenner at 2. All shots on goal. Anything else to add before we wrap up here?
No, I think with the season winding down, you should be looking at more draws, more tight games. Hopefully we start to see some consistency pick up, at least on my end. I've been very up and down with the NHL betting, so we'll see how that goes. But with the MLB around the corner, it makes it more interesting too.
For sure. All right. Well, we appreciate everyone for tuning in to tonight's live stream. Be sure to check us out tomorrow. We'll have some more content with our favorite picks as well. And then if you're not following us on our OS Tails platform, be sure to do so. We kind of give out exclusive write-ups for our favorite plays. Right now, we are 3-0. We have one more tonight. We'll see if we continue this streak. But if you have any questions about that, well, we will see. It is very nerve-wracking. I have a lot of money on him tonight across parlays and straights and everything. So maybe a Jersey night if Marshman can come through for us. Maybe a Jersey night. We'll see.
Let's do it.
Perfect. All right. Well, once more, we appreciate everyone for tuning in, and to our sponsors, DraftKings. Be sure to check them out. New customers can get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 using promo code THPN. Hope everyone has a great night, and we hit all these bets, and we will see you guys back here on Wednesday. Have a good one.